Okay. Last week, Blessing says last week, one of the things that stood out for me was that I need to understand how I connect with God. So I discovered that it's easy for me to stay awake at midnight to talk to God, do my devotion, and worship God. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That is amazing. The traditional ones we've been told is you have to wake up in the morning. God is changing a lot of narratives. God wants to work with us the way, He wants us to understand Him, understand ourselves the way He has created us, so that we can work with Him on the terms that He has created us. We cannot box God, we cannot label God, we cannot put God in a structure because God is almighty. So I always make sure I get enough rest in the day so I can be awake all night. And like we said, sometimes know yourself. Some people are night people, some people are day people. When you know yourself, then you're able to map out your most productive time so that you can use the most productive time to be to attain and achieve a whole lot for yourself. Thank you very much. Thank you. I was speaking to the Nigerian custom officers that I worked with. I said, look, there are some of your staff that work better at nights. So why don't you give them assignments so that they can do it when they get home, other than saying, oh, this person is useless, is not productive for me because they are not functioning in the daytime. So instead of you now taking all the job and doing everything and overwhelming yourself, learn to do the ones that you can do as a daytime and give them the assignments to do the ones that can also be done at home. Thereby, you're making the staff productive and you are also getting productive. Remember, we said we should not try to set up people for failure. We should always learn to help people, so that they can be better. So thank you very much, Blessing. I'm so excited that you're able to share that. Well, we'll give another 1 minute to anybody who wants to share. If there's nobody who wants to share, then we'll go on for tonight. Yeah, because it's a long one. So anybody willing to share? Anybody? Going, gone. All right, guys, let's go and listen to my mentor, my coach, my friend John C. Maxwell, as he takes us on our last lesson for this period. This is our last lesson for this first roundtable for 2024. This is our first one. We're going to have the next cohort coming in April because the whole of March, my intention is actually to dedicate March to go for my IMC and also for the CWS, which is a women's program. So that's my hope and my prayer. So if, and achieving that means the whole of March, we'll be busy, but we are also setting up our goals master class, so that whatever we have learned here, we'll see how we can begin to set our goals and attain it. This is the first quarter. I always tell people your first quarter is a quarter that you use to set the standard. If you don't work it in December, you would use the first quarter to set yourself up. And I think we've really learned a lot that will enable us and help us to be able to set the right goals. So I look forward to the next sessions with everyone, one way or the other, so that we can learn and be better. So let's go on to John Maxwell this evening and listen to him, what he has for us tonight, as we move from success to significance, as we move from people who have been empowered to people who will now begin to empower them.
Today I want to talk to you about everyday essentials for living a life of significance. One of my favorite things is to sit around with good friends at a good meal and ask questions. And one of my favorite questions when we're doing that is to ask them, what's the best advice that you ever received? It's such an enlightening time. Good food, good friends, and they begin sharing the best advice they ever received. And you learn so much wisdom in a conversation like that. Well, the best advice that I ever received was from my father when I graduated from college, getting ready to start my life of ministry. I sat down with Dad and said, okay, Dad, I've got my education kind of under my belt now. I'm getting ready to go to my first congregation. What advice do you have for me that will allow me to be real successful as a pastor? Dad shared with me, John, intentionally every day, value people, believe in people, and unconditionally love them. Wow. Value them, believe in them, unconditionally love them. He said, John, value them because the people that come into your congregation, many of them have never felt valued. Believe in them because very few people have put belief in them. And unconditionally love them because, John, most people have never felt unconditional love in their life. He said, if you'll do those three things, you'll always have a crowd. Every message I've ever preached, I have that grid of valuing, believing, and unconditionally loving people. Every meeting that I'm in, I have that grid of valuing, believing, unconditionally loving people. It has become my North Star. It helps me to focus and form everything that I'm wanting to do with people. A long time ago, I learned that there was a major difference between success and significance. In success, the focus is on me, and I'm basically asking myself, how can I add value to me? Nothing wrong with that. We all start off life that way, and that's how we start building our career. How can I build my career? How can I add value to me? But there needs to come a time in your life, as there's come a time in mine, when I don't want to be a ladder climber as much as I want to be a ladder builder. And I began asking the question, the significance question. You see, the significance issue, the focus is always on others, and I ask, how can I add value to people? There's a world of difference between how do I add value to me, success, and how do I add value to others, significance. And I want you to take that journey from success to significance. And in today's roundtable, we're going to give you my rule of 5, things that I do every day to add value to others. They're so simple, but they are so significant. Up until now, you've been learning, you've been asking questions, you've been sharing, you've been thinking, you've been applying stuff to your own personal life. But today I'm going to talk to you about leading your own roundtable group. In other words, become a multiplier and begin to add value to others. And the greatest way to add values to others and live that life of significance is to lead your own roundtable group. So nothing I've said to you in times past has been important to what I'm saying to you right now. I wrote a book several years ago called The 17 Laws of Teamwork, and one of the laws is the law of significance, and the law of significance simply says one is too small a number to achieve greatness. If you're going to achieve greatness, you got to do it in a group. That's why we do roundtables. You leading a group of others, together achieving greatness. You can do with others in that roundtable group what you cannot do by yourself. And intentional living is literally a bridge to significance. You see, selfishness is on one side and significance is on the other, and they're both incompatible. And intentional living is that bridge that gets you from selfishness to significance. When my little grandchildren, my 2 oldest, their cousins, Hannah and Maddie, when they were 3 and 4, they used to have what they call their Papa list, and they would be visiting me, and they'd come down every morning and say, Papa, let's do this today, let's do this today, let's do this. Can I tell you something? Their Papa list was all about them. And it's okay, they're 3 years old. They are naturally babies, they're selfish, but there's something wrong when we begin to be 30 and we still have a Papa list all about us. You see, the difference between success and significance is very simple. Success is about me. Significance is about others. And leading a round table, Facilitating Roundtable takes you into that significant world, because significance is intentionally thinking about others and then adding value to them. And you can lead your own roundtable, and you can start experiencing that significance right now. You don't have to reach a certain age. You don't have to have a certain level of success. You can do it now. And significance begins when you have a heart to help others, and you can do that. Now, in today's roundtable, we're going to tell you how you can start leading a group. But before you get into that, just look at me for a moment. I've invested in you, and I believe in you. My name's John, and I'm your friend. And I want you today to write down the names of people that you're going to lead in a roundtable. And when you finish that list and you finish that roundtable discussion, you call them. And you start, not next year, you start now living that life of significance. Trust me, after about 3 or 4 roundtable teachings, lessons, and leadership that you facilitate, inside you'll begin to smile and you'll say, John Maxwell was right. Significance is all about others. And facilitating and leading a roundtable is the quickest way I know for you to begin your significant journey. God bless you. Get started.
Amen. Wow, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. All right. Quickly, let's go to the chat box and share some of the things that we learned while Maxwell is speaking. You see, there's nothing like sitting with friends or sitting with people and just, sharing with them. My being here with you every day, every week has helped me to learn a lot. One, that I'm not alone. Number two, that there are people that also are like me. So there are times I feel like I'm strange, especially when we talked about my my most important relationship. There were some things that we shared here that I felt so excited about, knowing that I'm not the only one who thinks like that, who, understand myself or understand God from that point of view. And so many other things that we have learned here. I'm also seeing some of us grow from not being able to talk to talking to sharing, to helping others, to learning. I will never forget one of our participants who's been screaming, "Thank you, Mama. You've changed my life. Thank you. You have made me a happy woman." I really don't know where she was, but I know where she is now. And where she is now, she's a transformed person. And that is what that matters. There are many people that you are looking and you think everything is okay with them, but they are looking for someone who will just help them find themselves, just the way I found myself. And the John Maxwell team helped me a lot to dive deep into me. And I started seeing who I am. All right. So I hope that many of us here will be able to find ourselves at the end of the day. It's okay. It's okay. Wow. Well done, Mama. Well done. Okay. So let's just quickly, while we are thinking and writing down the names of the 10 people we want to facilitate or call or add value to, let's just quickly look at what John Maxwell said about the 5 the 5 everyday essentials of significance. And I would really love us to read. If please, I don't want to be begging us to read. We have passed that level. After 7 weeks, we should be up and pumping on when it comes to these things, He said, John teaches that there are 5 everyday essentials for living a life of significance, and they are simple practices that anyone can do. So I need 5 hands up. First one, who's going to read the first one? The first one says, value people every day. Can we just quickly read that? Should I call anybody? Benisola, are you there? So please, can you read number 1 for us, please? Is baby there? Please go ahead.
Yes, I'm there. Good evening, ma'am.
Good
Good
evening.
evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Value people every day. You will only add value to people if you see value in people. You cannot believe people are unimportant and add value to them at the same time. John learned this lesson from his father, who said, most people feel undervalued, insecure, and lost. If you show them that you value them and you love them unconditionally, you will make a difference. When you value yourself and you value others, you create a circle of positive interaction that makes life better for everyone. Thank you.
Gbemisola, thank you for reading. What resonates with you in this particular passage you have read now?
That for me to be of a value to people, I need to value them. You don't look down on people because you do to others what you want others to do to you. So if you can't see that people are important in your life, you will not be able to make impact. And if you are not making impact, then you are not giving value. That's what I understand.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for reading. I think another thing, we can, any of us that have anything that resonates with us, we can just put it on the chat box as you write it on your paper also. And the truth is this, when we say we should give people, do unto others what you want others to do to you, some people really don't know what they want to do or what they should do. That's why we're here. Many people didn't know that attitude is important. Many people didn't know that priorities can change your life. So some people really don't know. So that's why you and I are called, so that we can move from success to significance. And that is intentionally living our lives so that we can make other people feel valued. Honestly, there are people that are with us and you're just saying, why are you misbehaving? Why are you doing wrong things? Many of them are insecure. Many of them are lost. They don't know the left from right. They're just existing. They're just living, but not living a life. So if we value people every day, they will begin to help them to value themselves. You see the difference, right? Fantastic. All right, go ahead and read for us number 2. Thank you. I need somebody to raise hand for number 3 and another person for number 4. Go ahead, read number 2 for us. Please unmute yourself. Okay, if somebody else is ready, maybe she's having problems. Somebody else, if you're ready, please go ahead.
A quick look at your day's calendar in the morning can provide ideas for adding value. Where will you be going? Who will you be meeting? In what way might opportunities are endless? Additional values to others doesn't need to be anything big or expensive. It just needs to be thoughtful.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, for reading that for us. You see, the truth is that people who make a difference think about
ways. A long way. The little questions you ask. Where are you going to? What are you going to do about this? What is happening? What did you say in your meeting? How are you sure? These little questions will make the person feel valued and make the person feel, oh, she thinks about me. And with that, it will help in our productivity of the day.
Yes.
And when she gets to a point she doesn't know, she'll come and ask you, please, ma, I don't know how to go about this. Even if what she thinks is not okay or is okay, but because you always feel concern and care, the person will want to come and always ask for your opinion. Because the little things you look out for them every day.
Thank you.
That's what I feel.
Thank you, Emin, for sharing that with us. That is so important. You know, I have a son who doesn't think that you should know. Where are you going? You say, Mommy, I want to go out. I said, where are you going? You say, Mom, don't ask me where I'm going. I said, but I have to ask because I care. I need to know where you're going to. I need to know who you're meeting. You can't just say, give me permission to go out. No, it doesn't work that way because I care. So it took him time. Even when he was going back to school, I was like, can you pack your box like this? He said, no, I've packed it. By the time we weighed this box, so he now came and said, okay, I know you have traveled more than me in this life. But yeah, Mommy, can you help me with my box? So some people, like I said, the first time, some people really don't know how to be loved. They don't know how to accept love. There are people that have grown to be very suspicious of everything. So they believe that even when you're honest in wanting to help, say you need something, that's why you're doing this. So we need to, think ahead about ways we can add value to people, especially people we have observed have these problems, feel unloved, have low self-esteem, and all those kind of things. Let us create opportunities, to see how we can help them each day intentionally so that we can add value. So let it be a thought. Tomorrow when I get to work, I want to do this for this person, I want to do this for this person. So that way we are living intentionally. Thank you, Emintro, for sharing that with us. Thank you so much. All right, number 3, let's go to Edith. So I'll need 2 more hands up. Edith, thank you very much. Let's read number 3 for us and also share with us your thoughts. Go ahead. Uh-oh, the network has thrown Edith out. Okay, Deborah, please go ahead and read number 3 for us. Wow. Unmute yourself. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Welcome.
And happy Valentine's Day in arrears.
Thank you.
Number 3, look for ways to add value to people every day. In his book, Winning with People, John C. Maxwell writes about the lens principle, which is who we are determines how we see others. For example, if we are selfish, we look for others to add value to us. If we desire significance, we look for ways to add value to others in life. We look for ways to add value to others. In life, you either add value to or subtract from others. Those who subtract focus on taking for themselves. Those who add focus on giving to others. As you go through your day, which mindsets do you have? If you have a mindset to give, you will care about people's needs and look for ways to meet them. You will see your day as a series of opportunities to help others. Wow.
Wow. I get that. Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, this means so much to me, and in my own little way, I think this has worked for me. Living a life of significance, it may not be so much, but I realize that in life, little things matter a lot. Things that we see as though they are not really that important can make a difference in someone's life. In my former area where I lived, there was this woman on my street that sells tomatoes, pepper, and yam. Normally, we buy yam in the markets. I felt since she sells in the area, it's good to patronize her. And her yams look very good and attractive. So we started buying from her. And one day, I think she noticed people coming around. And she noticed whenever some people come around, they go with a box. So she was curious and she asked me, please, what do you do? Because she noticed people coming out of my place carrying boxes. So I told her I bake cakes. So she was like, hey, she wishes that one day she'll be able to afford cake for her daughters. They've never had any cake in their lives for birthday. So I asked for the dates and she told me. So I told her, okay, noted. I kept the date, and close to that period, it was on my mind. It wasn't so funny because I was in some little financial situations at the moment then, but I was able to bake a cake for her children. It was a cake that I baked, but I used there were two celebrants, so I made a beautiful cake for them and had their names on both sides of the cake so that if they want to snap, each name will appear for each person. And they were so excited and happy. After that event, the way she greets me changed. And she said something. She said, this is the first time that it felt like rich people. And to me, it wasn't anything, but it was a lot for them. Everybody in the area was with them. They gathered people. She said it really made their day, and the children kept talking about it. So when I left that area, she called to just say hello to me. And once in a while, she still checks on me. So I believe that made them happy. And I was happy that at least I was the first person that gave the children cakes. And I hope that subsequently they will celebrate bigger events in their lives. So it made me happy. Some little more moments like that do happen in my life as a baker, and I feel that's the little thing I have to give to people, and people come back. Some of them tell me that I give them beautiful memories.
Wow.
I'm happy about that.
Wow. Thank you, Deborah, for sharing that with us. Honestly, we never really know the little things we do. We say because little things we do consistently compounds. And you never know the effect you have on people's lives. I went for my car has a little problem. So it's at the mechanic. So I needed to go to the gym. So I took a walk, and the area I live, we have untarred road from my estate to some places. They're untarred from the estate gates, so I had to go through. When I'm on my way back from the gym, somebody was just driving roughly anyhow, and people were just cussing and abusing because they generated too much dust. And I was like, hey, God, so that they abuse me too when I did drive. That thing was just like, oh, no, I won't try this again. I need to, feel for others, no matter how fast I want to go. I need to understand that those who are not driving, who are working on that dusty road, are having this feel. And it really changed a whole lot, for me. And I started beginning to think, okay, what else can I do? At least let those people breathe, because they are walking, they are not in a car. Let them breathe, So yes, it's so good that we must look for ways to add value to people each day as we see things. Let's be open for transformation, and it will really help. All right, so I need 2 more hands. Thank you, Deborah, for sharing that. And I just feel like crying, hearing that story of, wow. You just assume, cake, what is cake? Everybody should eat cake now. But then, please, I need 2 hands up. I actually met a boy in my son's school, one of these visiting days some years ago. And this young boy, I brought pizza and all that. And then this young boy, to come and eat. If you see the way he was pinching the pizza, I looked at him, I said, you never eat pizza before? He said, no, not pizza, not meat pie. And these are things we just take for granted. So that day was the first time this boy was eating pizza, was eating meat. I felt like telling the parents that, look, just no matter what, save small things. Even if you take 1 year, know that at least once in a year, you will give your children some of these treats. All right? But then some people really don't have it. Somebody to read for us number 4. Thank you. Number 4 and 5. I need hands up. Stella Uba. Okay, let's go. Peter, please go ahead. Peter, please unmute yourself and go ahead.
Okay. Number 4.
Okay. Peter, your hands up. Peter, let Peter read, and then Stella will come to you to take number 5. All right, Peter, go ahead with number 4.
Okay. Do things that add value to people every day. Is it possible to value people? Think about adding value to them and look for ways to add value to them, yet still not be a person of significance. Unfortunately, the answer is yes. The key to significance is taking action. You can only make a difference if you actually follow through and do things that add value to others. Otherwise, you only have good intentions, and good intentions don't produce results. only intentional living does.
Hmm.
John C. Maxwell starts every day by asking himself 2 questions. At the beginning of every day, he asks himself, who will I add value to today? And at the end of every day, he asks, who did I add value to today? If he cannot identify a specific action done for a specific person, he knows he has not been intentional enough that day.
Wow. Please, what's your take on this? Go ahead and check. Tell us what resonates with you, what popped up, what's... Go ahead and share with us, please. Peter. Babajide, you've not finished your assignment. Share with us what resonated with you.
My take on this is the fact that when we start our day, we should be intentional about making impact and being a person of significance. And we shouldn't just do this by living our lives the way we want, but looking for people that we can add value to, people to do things that are important. It may be little things, but things that people find very, very important and valuable.
Thank you for sharing with us. Sometimes we don't really sleep and wake up, say, oh, would I add value to today? Okay, this person's... As we go on, it's just having it as a lifestyle. Today, I will use any opportunity I have to add value. So you may be going on the way and something is happening. You tell yourself, I can't be my business. That is not intentional living. I've had courses where my children tell me, Mommy, just face your front. Today, they are the ones that are doing it. We went somewhere today and the lady asked the son to serve us water. The boy brought the water. As he was dropping the water on the table, I noticed from the corner of my eye, my daughter saying to him, take a rag and clean the table, it's dirty. And the little boy went, cleaned the table before he set the water down, and she said, thank you. Wow. Before, my pikin tells him, Mom, why are you embarrassing the family now? Or embarrassing somebody? Well, I've not told her. I noticed that. I'm just sharing this is the first time sharing. But I noticed that she immediately corrected the young boy. And the young boy just went to bring it in and clean. She has added value to somebody. So sometimes, let it be a lifestyle. We just find ourselves doing it. It's not every time that it's structured and planned. But when you know that you want to live a life of intentionality, as you go on, you do it. I'm sure she must have learned it from somewhere, or she learned it from me. But look at her practicing it today. You never know what do I call it? The value of living in the mark you're living in somebody's life. So continue to be consistent, and keep adding value. Thank you very much for reading that for us. Thank you. Stella, please go ahead. Read number 5 for us, please.
Okay, thank you. Encourage others to add value to people every day. Significance begins with you, but it's meant to be shared. As you develop the daily habit of adding value to others, begin encouraging others close to you to do the same. You will be amazed at the impact you can make when you partner with others to make a difference. Experts say that even the most introverted people will influence 10,000 others in their lifetime. Everyone is influencing someone. Ultimately, there are 2 kinds of people: those who add value and those who receive value. We gain influence when we add value to others. I think
oh my God. Go ahead, Stella.
This is very, very important, because if you're the only person in your circle of influence that is doing good to others, you're not expanding, you're not really, really touching people. So I feel I should be able to use my good to touch others to do the same good to others. One bringing one. and we will multiply. And what touched me most there is that being significant in every phase of our life, in everywhere we find ourselves, begins with us. And that significance is supposed to be shared. And that is when it has meaning. So when I challenge someone else to share, it's just like giving testimony. Talking from the my own belief side. You give testimony, or you hear somebody's testimony in the church or a fellowship, how God helped him or her in a difficult situation, and you are building somebody's faith, so that next time when he finds himself in such situation, he will say, God, I remember what this person said, and he will trust God for his own breakthrough. So I think encouraging others is not just talking to them. Do it to a point that they will recognize that not for your praise, but for praise of God and for their own challenge.
Thank you so much. Thank you. He says everyone is influencing someone. If you say, I don't have anybody I'm influencing, that lie. Parents are influencing children. Children are influencing their mates. Senior is influencing junior. Junior is influencing senior. Gate one is influencing your children. Your what's house staff, domestic staff is influencing your children. So if you like, don't influence them positively. It's what they have that they will pass on. And you can imagine doing all the work and someone else spoiling the work. So let's encourage others to add value. And that comes from a place of adding value to them. Teach them, take your time. Teach them. Don't let anybody who is not good come to your house. Even when you're sending them away, let them live with something that tomorrow when they think, they say, oh, I miss that woman. Even as bad as I am, she was still patient with me. She taught me this, she helped me this. But though I cannot work with her again because truly our values don't align, but I still know that she's a good woman, she's a good man, he's a good man, and he taught me something very significant. So thank you very much. I hope that everyone will be leaving here today with something they're going to be learning, for themselves, okay? So it says we should take 1 or 2 minutes to share our responses, which we have done. And I want to encourage any other person who has any other response to want to share what you have learned. Please quickly go ahead, raise your hand. I will give you the opportunity to share, okay? All right, so let's look at these questions now. Anybody wants to share with us what you learned from the things we have read? Or we go ahead. Yes, Peter, I like that. Significance should be shared. Yes. All right. So now, what excites you most about the idea of leading a round table? Maybe let me run you through. I think we still have a few minutes. I could take 3 minutes out of that to run you through this part. That is the whole essence of adding value to others. So over the past weeks, we have been learning valuable success principles, making changes to our lives, and learning how to make a difference. Now, it's your turn to take a tangible step of significance. Facts about the journey of significance. Number 1, it takes time. It is a process that requires commitment. And number 3, it takes us out of our comfort zone. Okay, so you say I'm a shy person, I don't like all this kind of this thing. No, then you're not ready for significance. Okay, so the big question is, once you've learned something, do you have a heart to share it with others, or do you hold it for yourself? Some of us used to be like that, but I'm sure now we will be the other way, right? Some of us would just like to learn by ourselves. We don't like to share with others. But success is indeed a journey. But if you stop at adding value to yourself, you miss the reward of significance. So, as a step of significance, you can begin immediately adding value to others by inviting them to learn the Beyond Success principles. Maxwell said we should write down 10 names that we want to invite. All of us at one time have felt that we are not ready for the challenge, but those who are waiting, But the ideal moments never take the first step. We want to tell you that if you do, you will not be alone on this journey. We will prepare you, walk alongside you, cross the bridge of significance, and set up your own transformational table. And for you to do that, actually, there are criteria. Number one, you have to complete the 7 sections of the Beyond Success. So that means you've gone through the transformation table yourself from 1 to 2. You've done your attitude. You've worked on yourself and your priorities. You've worked on your relationship. It's a journey, remember? We're not saying you should be perfect, but you're making attempts. All right. Number 2, be willing to help and add value to others. Number 3, complete the facilitators training session. And that is what we're going to do for you if you raise your hand to say, I want to try. I want to make an attempt, all right, to become a facilitator. That will put you through the training of how to run this transformation table. All right. Okay. I agree to use all the 7 sessions to share with others. So we're going to be sharing the materials with you, and you must agree to share it with others, during this, your own table. Be transparent. If the facilitator is open and honest, everyone else is free to be his or herself. I don't know. Have I been vulnerable? Have I been transparent myself? Well, you will tell me at the end of the day. Number 6, commit to take actions and change. And then you must encourage or even challenge others to commit themselves to living with intentionality, which I am doing with you. I'm challenging you, right? So remember your goals every time you meet. The purpose of every round meeting is for people to take action. The purpose of people grow by discovering for themselves where they need to change, creating a specific action plan for themselves, and being held accountable for the next week. And I think that's what we've done for the past 7 weeks, holding ourselves accountable, seeing those changes come to life. All right. So how many of us are willing to try to, pencil down names of about 10 people we want to add value, we want to invite to our own transformation table? Or if we can't invite them to our own transformation table, at least we want to invite them to the next transformation table that will take place. But the essence is you trying, because there are people who want to hear your voice. They don't want to hear my voice. Thank you, Ifoma. She's raised her hand. Ifoma, are you raising your hand to do a transformation table? Or you want to ask your question? Which of them? Oh, Deborah too. Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right. So I want to see more hands up, and also go to the chat box and get back to me. And of course, amen. Thank you very much. Also, we will make sure that everyone raising their hands have attended all the classes, and we're going to train you and walk you through how you will become a facilitator. Make sure you have written those names, because I want you to submit the names, their phone numbers, their email address, and then we'll see how we can create our flyer and get to them and say, look, I'm doing this and I want you to come on board. It has transformed my life, and I know it will transform your life. Thank you so much. All right, so let's look at, for those of you who have refused to raise your hand, who are not sure, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? What do you think would be your biggest challenge? Yeah, go ahead. Stella, you want to share with us why you're not raising your hands? What do you think is your biggest challenge?
I sent on the chat group.
Okay, let me look at what you sent on this chat group. Okay. All right. Okay. Fantastic. I've seen it. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you. So we'll definitely take you through those sessions. We're going to let you know and see that truly you are leading others towards significance. Your friends, your colleagues, your family members, whoever that you want to write a roundtable, I want to see your list. Take your time to put your list together, send it to us, and then let's see what approach we can use to reach out to those people. So I'll say a very big thank you to you. But before I say that, my final thank you, I want to hear from you. When you signed up for this, what were your expectations? Did we exceed your expectations? Did we meet your expectations? Did we disappoint you? I really want to know, because it will help me when I'm doing my next set of roundtables, or when I'm working with you on your own roundtable. So please, I want everyone to share. If your room is too noisy, you can type it on the chat box. Tell me, what were your expectations when you were coming in? Did we meet those expectations? The floor is open. Please let us share. Please go ahead. Yes, who want to share? When you were coming in, have your life been transformed? Would you say that, anything has changed? My expectation is to be a better version of myself and be intentional about myself. So did we meet your expectations when you came here? If this was your expectation, are you a better version of yourself now? Are you intentional about yourself now? Would you say we have added any value to you, Edet? We would like to know. All right. Who would like to speak? You can unmute yourself and speak. Anybody? If I know your hand was up for that, but I would like you to speak. So you can unmute yourself if you are in a place that you can speak. All right. Deborah in Phoenix, have you attended Porestella? Please share with us. Thank you.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening, Mama. How is Enugu?
Good evening, ma. Enugu is very hot, so
yeah, Abuja is hotter.
Happy Valentine's areas, everyone. The sections have been amazing. The experience has been so amazing. It's been educative. It's equally insightful. When I signed up, I had expectations because I'm a teens coach and I have other people like organizations I'm working with, and I actually needed to learn more about how to relate with people. And so far, my expectations are met even beyond what I expected. It was exceeded because anytime I'm doing my weekly assignments, if you're observant, you see that I don't normally, I submit it a day, the day we'll have the class. So I take out 1 week to try out those things to be sure that I am actually doing it. And the more I do it, the more I see that I am improving. It's revolving around everything I do. Before now, I don't listen. I have problem with listening to people. But now I talk less and I listen, and it increase my empathy because I listen to their hearts. And one of the things I've done recently is that I like to leave a memory. I do things that make people happy before the end of every day. I wake up every day, I ask myself, what am I supposed to do? And I'm very strict now with my to-do list. Before I was careless about it. But because of this class, I write my to-do list every morning. I come back every day and I appraise myself and I evaluate myself. What did I do right and what did I not do right? So it's been an amazing session. I was even telling my sister this evening that the next class, I'm inviting her to the class, and she said no problem. It's been amazing. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you to John Maxwell. It's been an amazing experience. Thank you.
Thank you too. I hope this Saturday, your program was this Saturday, right? Was it Sunday?
Yes.
How did it go?
It was on Saturday.
Okay.
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. Thank you so much. Sorry, I've not given you the feedback. I'll do that.
No, it's okay. Thank you. Thank you. I was actually just thinking about it. Well, so we'll just about it later. But most importantly, thank you for coming out to me, and giving me the opportunity to say 1 or 2 things. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. All right, let's show Ifeoma some love. Thank you very much. Who else wants to share with us? I see on the chat box, Deborah said, my expectations are met and surpassed. I learned new things and unlearned some things. It's been an amazing and impactful 6 weeks journey. Thank you so, so, so much. Wow, let's give Deborah some love. Thank you. Who else want to share with us? It's important to let us know if you're happy. If you're not happy, how do we make you happy? All right. Who else want to share how impactful this has been for you? Thank you. You know, one of us said, if you share testimonies, you encourage other people's faith. All right, Peter Babajide said, I came here with lots of needs and expectations, and one of them is to develop and be the best version of myself. I've learned to set my priorities right, improve in my relationships with others, get the most from valuable people, focus on my weaknesses, okay, and improve in them and listen more. Wow, this is a lot. Thank you very much for this feedback and for giving us the opportunity to really add value to you. Thank you. Please, let's give Babajide some love. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, it's okay. So you're using somebody's device. Okay, I remember the network tree you are. Thank you, Blessing. I believe you. Thank you so much. All right, who else wants to share with us tonight? And before we leave, Edith,
I want to share.
Please go ahead, Stella.
Okay, I want to thank you and your team and your own coach for bringing all this we have learned. One of the outstanding things I learned is prioritizing my activities each day. And it has really made a lot of difference for me to move forward and achieve much more than I was achieving before. And also having a value for myself first, increasing my own personal value has made me to also look into other people's value too, to value them and treat them better than I used to do, like allowing people to also air their view and giving them excuse for what they have done that initially I will just lash out on them. And I'm really grateful, and I wished everybody in my family could go through this. My friends, my circle of influence, my work, my colleagues. I think I will try as much as I can to introduce people. So these two names, well, maybe after some 7 weeks again, we'll give you other names.
All right. If you're not doing your own round
much.
tables, just make sure that you invite and encourage them to happen. I'm sure they will also see your life and like, something has changed. What happened? You just give them the gospel of success.
You're right. My daughter made a statement and said, Mommy, you're really growing.
Wow.
You've grown and you have added a lot of things to your life. You have made up your mind for so many better things to better your life. I said, yes. So I'm so glad that it's not just a hidden influence. It's something that my daughter who lives with me could see and comment on. And I'm so grateful.
Wow. What else will you talk about modeling and being a role model? You have just influenced someone who wants to grow like you. Fantastic. Thank you. Please let's show Stella love. Thank you, Stella, for sharing that with us. I am so happy. All right, who else want to share? Who else? Okay, I think do you want to put yours on the platform, on the what group, or do you want to share before we leave? Okay, any other person?
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everyone.
Evening.
Good evening.
I'm really blessed I joined this. I don't know what to say. Like I don't rush to do my assignments. I take time. I go through it again. Even with the busy schedule of work, I try to go through it. And when I'm doing it, I say, how would I feel? What will happen? Although I've not done for 3 weeks now because it's been very back to back, very hectic. I come back very tired. We leave home by 7. I will come back very late. I pick the children and be back. So it's been really, really hectic. But I intend to still do them. And when I look at this, I have learned to prioritize what do I do first. I don't just mumble to do everything at the same time. I've learned to prioritize. I've learned to give a listening ears. I don't shout at my children anyhow again. When they offend, I just, yes. If they call me twice, yes, I'm listening. But mommy, you didn't answer. I said, because I'm listening. Oh yeah, go ahead. And at work, I've learned not to be too, I would say, talk too much. I just listen. I listen. It has helped me and it has helped me down. This leadership thing, no be easy thing, no. But you have to practice it yourself. You have to practice it yourself so that you'll be able to lead by example. And I'm proud and I'm glad I did. And I'm proud of you, Ma.
Thank you.
Your example has really, really, I don't know what to say. I told somebody on Sunday, we went to Canaan Land. I said, it's been so from back to back. Now I told the person I'm doing one leadership program, job master. I said, hey, why didn't you invite me? I said, don't worry, I'll invite you. With this, you're just saying get names. I'm sure she's already number 1 on my list because I told her when the next time I'm going to let her know. I was like, how? Madam, we don't see you again. Yeah, just okay. It's been somehow. Don't worry, you'll see me soon. It's been back to back learning, trying to figure it out myself. How do I do it? Is this what I'm taught to do? Because you can't just learn and put it on that. You have to do it yourself to be sure what you were taught that you understood. I'm proud of you, Ma. Thank you for sharing this with me.
I am
Thank
proud
you so
of you.
much.
Thank
God
you.
bless you.
Bless you too. Amen. Thank you so, so, so much. And honestly, once you take that step to help others, you can imagine the lives you begin to touch and change. Let me say one thing. When I started my personal growth, I was like, but I do these things. But the difference now is I do it intentionality. I am equipped. I do it because I have a goal and a purpose. There's a young man who used to be in my church. After some time, we didn't see him again. And the next time, he said he had stroke. So he had to relocate from Abuja to Delta State. Last year, he lost his wife. Now, this young man is doing nothing. Before, he used to be a handyman, this kind of person you call to fix this, fix that. Where I realized that I've really grown, because he had stroke, he will stammer a lot. So you can't hear what he's saying most times. I don't know. Every time he calls, if I'm going to reject anybody's call, I will not reject this young boy's call. I will pick his call. He will take his time, stammer. Even if I'm in a place, I will tell myself, calm down. You cannot be irritated. You cannot be angry. You cannot rush this boy. You have to be patient to hear him. There are times he's asking for help. I don't have it, but I will calmly say to him, I said, Victor, okay, don't worry. When I have something, I'll send you, okay? But how are you? How are you managing with the children? And he would say, Mama, very distorted speech. And that is it. I asked myself, I said, Muti, you have really grown. That was one example. Before I would see the call, I know exactly what is coming to ask for. I will do that normally, but no, I'll listen. And when I listen, I'll tell you, okay, I can do this. If I cannot do this, please be patient. And I will encourage you or I'll ask you to look for other place. And I had some money I just sent this young boy. And if you see the way he has showered prayers on me, I know it is real. I know he means it. There are some that don't greet you until when they need something and they'll just say, please, can you give us something to help our children? My children are hungry, they need to eat. I have one like that. And each time I'll tell her, madam, you don't know how to talk. I will tell her, I say, you don't know how to, you need to learn how to speak with people, not for anything. Don't try to play victim. There was a time she needed 15,000. I was able to help her with 10,000. Do you know, say this woman could not even say thank you. So the next time she called again, I took time to answer her and I said, remember the last time you ordered 15? You couldn't even say thank you because, oh, my phone spoiled. I'm like, but you know what, I want to work on myself to learn to grow, to be patient, to learn not to be irritated, not to let to be anxious, to let the other people, take responsibility for their actions. As well as you're growing, I'm growing too. Thank you very much for making me know that I am growing. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Please don't forget to put your name so that we can get you a certificate to show that you have really attended this program and it's something that you should be proud of. So please just let us have that. Put your certificates also the right name we want to do. We'll be releasing certificate very soon. And don't forget your people you invite. Let's know if you're raising up your hand for your own table. We'll there to support you and also help you to see that you also facilitate your own table. So thank you so much. Thank you. I've learned a lot from you. I've learned humility. Many of you here are even top coaches, but you come to learn. You've come to share with me. Thank you so much for believing in me, allowing me to do your space. I mean, some of you are big, I would send on a message, more than do an assignment. And you do it. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I'll be seeing the rest of you next week. We're going to fix one day, either Thursday or Saturday next week. Let's know. I'll put you on the platform. The highest number will take the day, and together we will start our facilitators training. So don't forget, move from success to significance, add value to others, be intentional about your life, and know that you're here for a purpose, and that purpose you must fulfill. That when you leave this earth, people will be talking about you, not say thanking God this person has gone, but Lord, why did you take him? That shall be our story. And I pray that your children will also understand what you're going through and they will be the first beneficiaries of this great impact on your life. So thank you so much, everyone. And God bless you. Thank you. Infinix, you refuse to talk, but thank you so much. Thank you. Some of my lukewarm attitude towards people, wow, I've really changed. You're great. Glory to God. I'm intentional now. God bless you. God bless you too. Thank you so much, everyone. And I'll see you next week by the grace of God. Bye-bye. Thank you too. Thank you.